Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bemer. Hey, my name is Pete Munson. I've been working in the health and wellness industry for over 18 years, teaching and practicing Bikram hot yoga for 33 years, lifting weights, running. I've owned 5 studios over the last 18 years, and I've worked with people in personal training, running, diet, nutritional supplementation, and anti-aging over that time. I'm very happy to be sharing the information you're going to learn tonight about Bemer and what it can do in your body. Before we get started, here's our official disclaimer. None of the statements in Bemer marketing and educational materials or website have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Furthermore, none of the statements should be construed as dispensing medical advice, making claims regarding the cure of diseases, nor can these products prevent or cure any disease state. You should consult a licensed healthcare professional before starting any health protocol or any health device such as Bemer, especially if you are pregnant or have any pre-existing injuries or medical conditions. Bemer products are in no way a substitute for medical care. Statements made have not been evaluated by the FDA. However, Bemer products are FDA approved Class 1 registered medical devices. So how are you feeling? Let's start with that. Stress, discomfort, restlessness, unfocused, low energy, exhausted. These are some of the reasons, the main reasons people are visiting the doctor today. It's no secret that we are in the midst right now of a nationwide healthcare crisis. Obesity is at epidemic levels. We have 75% of the population being considered overweight right now, up to 35% or a third considered to be clinically obese. We have 75 million Americans with heart disease, 77 million Americans with diabetes and pre-diabetes, and inflammation and pain is rampant running throughout the country. Now, you may have to visit the ophthalmologist to check out these eye-popping results. We right now have a healthcare expenditure rate of $3 trillion per year, and that is predicted to grow to 5.8% annually to hit 5.6 trillion over the next 10 years. And here's the difference between now and going back 100 years ago. 86% of that $3 trillion healthcare spending is for chronic ailments right now. We spend more on medicines in this country, and you can see, than the next 12 countries combined. Japan, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina. Now, these countries combined have a population of over 900 million people. We stand here in the United States with just over 300 million people, and yet we spend more than other countries combined. Either they're doing something that we don't know, or we're doing something very wrong here. So what if you could enhance general blood flow in the body, nutrition and oxygen supply, cardiac function, sleep management, waste disposal, physical fitness, endurance, concentration, mental acuity, stress reduction and relaxation, facial rejuvenation naturally? Well, what you're going to learn about tonight is a new disruptive technology that has already 1 million plus users worldwide. So this product is not on trial tonight. It's been used for over 18 years. And it is currently in 4,000 hospitals, clinics, medical centers, and universities in 42 countries. We have over 1,000 top-level athletes calling their secret weapon for performance, endurance, and recovery. And this device is protected by 5 wide-ranging international patents. We have a very exciting collaboration with the NASA space program you'll learn about tonight. And this is, in fact, an FDA Class 1 approved medical device. And there are over 50 published medical studies right now on this device. So what if you had inside information about a scientific breakthrough that could unlock the secrets of health and healing, performance, endurance, and recovery in the human body, that could literally put the brakes on the aging damage of wear down, tear down, and breakdown in the body, which leads to a life of decay, disease, decrepitude, and then a big D, and amplify the body's own powers of self-healing so that you could look younger, feel younger, and perform at younger levels. Do you think that would interest virtually everybody you know out there? What if you had a monopoly on these scientific discoveries, patents, No competition, a head start on the rest of the world. How much money do you think would they be waiting to be made? Well, several companies have been out there over the last several years working in a new field of medicine, which you'll learn about today, called energy medicine. One company has spent over 15 years, tens of millions of dollars in research and development devoted to unlocking the secret of health in the body. And the results are unlike anything ever recorded. Advanced science, a real medical device, real results. Now, in the investment world where I come from, there's a saying that goes, follow the trend. The trend is your friend. Well, you're going to learn about possibly the biggest trend we've had in medicine in the last 100 years tonight. So what are we talking about? A revolutionary, disruptive technology. What is disruptive technology? It's a technology that develops a whole new field, or so disrupts an existing field that it actually changes the whole field itself. And as Thomas Edison said, the doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patients in the care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. Now that stands as true today as it was when Thomas Edison said it. So what is this new field we're talking about? It is called bioenergy medicine. And that new field is called electroceuticals, or energy medicine. Now, you've probably heard of pharmaceuticals, obviously. You may have even heard of nutraceuticals, and what that means is plant-based products designed to treat specific ailments in the body with no side effects. You may have even heard of cosmeceuticals. Well, this electroceutical field is the new field we're going to talk about today, and what you're looking at is the medical device we'll be discussing called Bemer, B-E-M-E-R. Now, Bemer stands for Bioelectromagnetic Energy Regulation. And Bemer is a biophysical application that activates the body's own powers of self-healing. A unique impulse, which you'll learn about, is sent to the body where it enables a multifaceted influence on the entire organism. And in this way, Bemer helps to maintain health and supports in healing. Now, the Bemer system represents a groundbreaking innovation in modern preventative medicine. It is the most effective and at the same time the most highly researched physical treatment method currently available. As you can see here, this device comes as a revolutionary product. It comes with a lifetime of upgrades. It is a Category 1 leader, often imitated, never duplicated. And as you can see here about this field, electroceuticals, this is a recent announcement that was on Reuters News. And you can see here, GlaxoSmithKline and Google teamed up to form a new company and funded that company with close to $750 million to do research in bioelectronic medicines. And as you see here by the statement, bioelectronics to research, develop, and commercialize next generation treatments involving the use of electrical signals to cure disease. And that's not said by us, you saw our disclaimer, but it's already being said by some of the multi-billion-dollar companies out there in the world as the field of the future and what they're going to do going forward. And again, just a little bit, once again, this is a FDA-registered medical device in the health and wellness industry. We are covered by 5 worldwide patents. And again, as you can see, this is already tried and proven in over 40 countries, although it's coming here new to the United States right now. It is in more than 4,000 hospitals, medical centers, clinics, and universities, with some of these hospitals doing as many as 250 Bemer sessions per day right now, as you learn going forward. So if you need to do your research and learn a little bit more about that end of it, if you're a really scientific person, you can go to this website, pubmed.gov. That's a government website. It's not a website that we're on, that we do ourselves. And just type in the search bar up here at the top, Bemer therapy, and you'll probably be able to lock yourself in a room and spend about 2 days seeing all the studies that have been done on Bemer. And of course, some of these studies are double-blind, random, human, placebo-controlled clinical trials, the tops in the industry as far as that goes. And you'll take care of that as you go. And as you heard me speak about in the beginning, we do have a collaborative agreement with the NASA space program. Now, here's what's important to understand about astronauts and the NASA space program. When the astronauts leave the Earth's electromagnetic field and they're up in space for long periods of time, they get very sick. They have bone loss, muscle loss, eyesight loss. They come back depressed. So NASA has a problem out there because if we want to go through space travel, we're going to have to get a solution to this problem going on with the astronauts. So when they heard about this Bemer signal and what it does in a body, they came to Bemer. Bemer did not go to them. And they signed the contract. This is a 4-year collaborative agreement to co-develop the Bemer signal, which you'll learn about tonight, into the spacesuits of astronauts so we can rectify these problems they're going through when they leave the force of the Earth. Now, you know, there's generally you're taught there's 4 things the body needs here. We need food, we need water, we need air. One of the things you're not taught is that we need these electromagnetic fields that the Earth's put out. And this is where the Bemer comes in. This is what the Bemer is doing, as you'll see going forward. So what's going on in your body out there today? As you see here, you're looking at a picture of an iceberg. This is called the iceberg principle. And if you're out there today feeling stress, restlessness, discomfort in the body, you're unfocused mentally, you have a low energy in the body, this is what we call the symptoms that are above the iceberg. And as you probably have learned, 10% of the iceberg is above the water, 90%, what you don't see, is below the water. And this is generally where things are happening many, many years before the symptoms above this iceberg that you see right now. Going on in the body are, as you get older, lower supply of oxygen to your cells, a low supply of nutrient density to the cells, low waste disposal at the cell level, cardiac function, low cardiac function, decreased blood flow going throughout the body. This can be going on many, many years before the symptoms above this iceberg manifest themselves. And of course, over time, these symptoms are going to manifest into your body as chronic disease states in the body. So what are we talking about? Here's where the Bemer works. You're looking at right now a picture of the cardiovascular system. There are over 100 trillion cells in your bodies, and every one of these cells is nourished via a system of capillaries in your body. What's important about this is when you learn about the circulatory system in school, you're generally learning about the heart, the arteries, and the veins. As you see here, there is also something, the arteries break down to something called arterioles, which break down to capillaries. These capillaries then become venules, going back to the veins over time. And it's important to learn this tonight because this is what we call the microcirculatory system. The arteries, the heart, and the veins are called the macrocirculatory system. So this is pretty cool. What you're going to learn right now is that only 11.5% of your circulatory system consists of the arteries. 14.5% is the veins. That's about 26%. And a full 74% of your circulatory system are these so-called capillaries, which equates to more than 74,000 miles of networks through the body. Literally, it would cover 2 football fields or could circle the Earth 2.5 times. So here's a picture of a capillary and what happens at your capillary level. As you can see, 1 blood cell can fit through at a time, red or white. And these red blood cells coming into the capillaries are dispensing oxygen and nutrients to all the cells that they touch. And they're picking up waste disposal, carbon dioxide from the cells, and taking it back to the venules and to the veins. So you're looking at compromised blood flow or poor blood flow. Here you see the capillary on the left is not perfused. The blood is aggregated together. It's not moving very quickly. You can't see white blood cells. And here's good blood flow. Notice the capillary is now perfused. See on the right, you can see the white blood cells moving independently of the blood, checking the walls for bacteria as they're supposed to do. And there's a proliferation, more white blood cells. Once again, for comparative purposes, this is poor or compromised blood flow. This is going on as you get older, folks. And then once again, you can see what good blood flow looks like. And here's a picture of Dr. Rainer Klopp, the head of and founder of the Institute of Microcirculation in Berlin. He is the foremost researcher on microcirculation in the world. You can see his book here on the right, Microcirculation. This is a book even here in the United States med schools. When doctors take courses on microcirculation, they're reading Rainer Klopp's book. And he was originally commissioned by the German government to do research and find the answer for the geriatric population as opposed to using all the drugs. And this sent him on a quest where he came across Bemer and then started working with Bemer. Now, he has 3 doctorates. He's a physicist. He is a medical doctor, in fact, and he has degrees in engineering also. And you can see his quote here: Bemer is the most effective and widely researched physical therapy method available today. A quote directly from Dr. Renner Klopp. So here's a picture of the bee body. You can see the woman is laying on a pad about the size of the human body. Next to it is the bee box. And what the Bemer does, it puts out a Bemer signal, and you can see it works at 10 and 30 hertz, or 3.5 to 35 microtesla. This signal goes 18 inches above the pad right through her body. And if you had a massage table, if this pad was laying on a massage table, it would go right through the table 18 inches below. So if you had a pet and they've experienced the Bemer, they may run under that table and just lay down on the floor and start absorbing that signal, as they inherently know it's good for them. The Earth itself puts out a magnetic force between 35 to 55 microtesla, depending on where you're standing on the Earth. So therefore, if you can walk on the Earth, the saying goes, you can use the Bemer. There are no side effects known to using the Bemer. Something this big happening. It's not going to take long for the competition to step up and try to get into the field. But as you'll see, for them to get into the field, you've heard that we have 5 wide-ranging international patents. For them to get into the field, they have to create their own patents. And these are some of these signals out there, their own signals: sinusoidal, trapezoid, triangle, double sawtooth signals. And you can see these signals have some impact on the body. You see the little dots of what's going on. But when you look at the Bemer signal, right, look at the change of the frequencies going. This signal is changing. It's going at a vibrancy of 1,200 cycles per second. And you can see it literally affects every cell, or charges every cell in the body. This is why we're so protected and our patents work, because we don't use PEMF as the Bemer signal. The Bemer signal is its own signal. The only similarity we have with PEMF, you have to categorize what we do, is that we use PEMF to carry the Bemer signal. We could have used ultrasound or some other type of way to carry a signal, but we chose a PEMF to carry it. So that's what the competition looks like. And you can see, just to put any thoughts of competition to rest here, here's an independent study that was done with Bemer versus the top 5 so-called competitors of Bemer. And you can see here, this is a 4-day test that was done. And you can see on the left-hand side are the percentages of changes in the body. We'll talk about that later. And what the effect of the signal did to the body from the Bemer and other ones. You can see at its max here, Bemer was working at a 30% level. And as you see here, the competition never really got above 10%. So the point of the matter is, if you're running at 5, 6, 7, 8, 10%, you can say this has an effect on the body. That's okay to do, and companies do things like that. But when you ask a scientist, what has the best effect? What is the best benefit in the body? It's not just about what can affect the body, a small modicum. And that's important to know as you go through even other things like nutritional supplements, to learn things like this going forward. But in this test, you can see the Bemer well outclassed any competition. Was working at about a 300% higher efficiency, number one. But here's where it gets interesting. In day 4, when all the devices were shut off, you can see the competition, any further effect on the body was 0. Once you turn off the device, there is no further effect on the body. And here where you see the Bemer, the effect was still on the body, right? Here's what's important. The effect of the Bemer after it was turned off, the after effect on the body, was higher than any of the competition when it was working at its highest peak. So please, we can put any talk of competition to rest when you're out there and you're going through the internet today, which is full of all kinds of misinformation. You're going to see these competitions trying to front run on Google or whatnot and talk about the Bemer and bad things and try to get themselves up front. But now you know some of the facts, and that's going to be very helpful going forward to you. So here's what the Bemer looks like. You see, this is our computer. It's called the B box. You just saw the B body with the B box next to it. It is a touch screen, and you see here the intensity bar. There's 10 different intensities. You go through 1 through 10, gradually upgrading as you go along by the weeks. There are 3 different programs that are working in the Bemer. There's a sleep mode. Once you've owned this for several weeks, you can then start sleeping on the Bemer. And we'll talk about that later, what it does, but just tremendous effects, as we have probably 25% of the population over 40 years old have sleep problems right now. And a B light you see here for skin rejuvenation. Now, this B box can run any two of the applications which you'll learn about at the same time at different intensities or different programs. That is another one of our patents, of the 5 patents. The sleep mode is another one of the patents also that can't be duplicated on there. You can see here is the gentleman laying on the B body, just relaxing, reading or watching TV. Over here you see on his arm something called the B spot. So it's a smaller application that can go on a particular area, the knee, the shoulder, the cheekbone, the elbow, as you see here. This on the left is called the B pad. So where there was 1 ring in that spot, there are 3 rings in the B pad. So we can cover, in addition to the B body, a larger area of the body that you wanted to work on. Here is an application called the B sit. Now, importantly, this doesn't come with the device. It's an accessory you can buy as an addition. But you may or may not have heard this, but the sitting is now called the new smoking in our country. And what that means is sitting at a desk for 8 hours is as bad for the body as smoking. And here's what's important about this saying. Exercise cannot take away the damage done in the body from sitting for 8 hours. So imagine if you could sit on a Bemer device that would charge up your circulation while you're sitting at the desk, so you would not have any of these bad effects happening in the body anymore. And of course, this is the B light. This is an LED monochromatic light, which also has the B signal in it. Another one of our patents, right? And you see it works for skin irritations, facial rejuvenation, a more youthful look. Believe it or not, we have people procuring this Bemer just because of what they see with this light. Obviously, it's got a big future in there. You see day spas and med spas opening up using LED lights right now as a big part of the services. This is just one of the accessories that come with the Bemer. And the sleep cycle. What happens with the sleep cycle is it'll put you into a deep REM sleep when you turn this on at night for 2 hours. It turns off, and then it will come on 2 hours before you wake up and gently energize your body. And once you awaken, you'll do your 8 minutes and move on with your day. So here you see again the person laying on the B body with the B spot across her backside and the back of her hamstrings down to the knee joint working. Here's a guy using a B pad on his shoulders and down the body. And again, what does the Bemer do in the body? The Bemer is proven to enhance general blood flow, nutrient and oxygen supply at the cellular level, cardiac function, sleep management, waste disposal, physical fitness, endurance, concentration, mental acuity, stress reduction and relaxation, skin rejuvenation, as you've seen there. And I want you to look at this and go back to that slide that you saw before the competition at the percentage level the Bemer was working at. And imagine in your mind if we could increase these Bemer enhancing functions at that kind of percentage, what would happen inside your body? What could go on? And what this means to you in the body, all these things that are happening, it simply means energy. And energy, people, is the currency of life. And what do I mean by that? Everything about you today is energy related. Your ability to think clearly, your mood, your memory, your digestion, your immunity, it's all energy related. Even your circulation, energy related, right? When the energy in your body starts to wane, your brain has to start making decisions on how to allocate a limited supply of energy to the body. So should I keep your heart beating or do I keep your hair brown? Well, we don't need the hair, we need the heart, so let the hair go gray. Do I keep your lungs working or do I keep your skin tone? Well, the skin is there, but we need the lungs. Without the lungs, we're not going to live very long. So your skin can dry up, wrinkle up, and start losing its elasticity. Do I need your kidneys working or do I need the sex drive? Well, you had your babies already, so forget the sex drive. We have to have the kidneys, right? And so there's only one thing left, that heart beating. And when it stops, the energy runs out and it's done. It's over for you, right? But let's take the other side of this coin. What if we now start enhancing energy levels in the body and there's now a surplus again and that brain sees the surplus And now we have some more decisions to make. Well, we got extra energy here, guys. How about making some muscle instead of fat in the body? Turn on the sex drive again. Things start coming back. So energy is the currency of life. This is what energy medicine is about. This is what we're doing here. This is the new field. And this is where, we feel modern medicine is going to take us now. This is what I call the final frontier in health and wellness. And again, as you've seen today, you are on the forefront of that right now. So again, here's what it looks like. This is everything that comes with your Bemer set: the B scan, the B body. And the B scan is just a device that lets you know the beam is working. When you hit that button, it's like a Star Trek device. It'll start beeping when you run it over the Bemer or any of the applications to let you know the signal is on and working. Because, many times you're not feeling anything. You're not feeling heat. You may feel heat, but it's not coming from the Bemer. It's your own body opening up. You may feel vibration, but the Bemer doesn't vibrate. It's your own circulation opening up. So sometimes people say, how do I know it's on? You turn that little light on and run it across and you'll hear it going. The B light, the B pad, and the B box over here. The price is only $5,990. Now, this is an important part of the presentation. Coming from a financial consulting background and understanding that this medical device, the Bemer, is handmade, German engineering, Swiss craftsmanship in Liechtenstein, and shipped directly to your door. So there are no middlemen. That's as low as the price can possibly get. When we ask a doctor or someone in the holistic medical field or the medical field what they think this costs after seeing a presentation like you just saw, they typically come up with $20,000, $30,000, or even $40,000 because that's what they're used to paying for medical devices like this. And they're happy to pay it because of the benefits it brings to their practice and the income stream it also will bring to their practice. Now, for you as an individual looking at this, some people think it's a great price, it's reasonable. Some of you may think it's expensive if you don't have a lot of money, but we do have many financing options available. So you break the cost down over a 10-year period. It works out to be about $1.64 a day. Can I afford not to have a Bemer becomes the question. Now that's less than a cup of coffee. There are people spending $5 a day at Starbucks out there for a health-giving application that's going to change the healthcare industry as we know it today. And the price-to-value ratio from a financial consulting perspective is unheard of. And we do have several financing options. You can get back to the person who invited you on this webinar to see and view some of the financing options. We have financing for good to excellent credit, where the minimum payment can be as low as $70 a month with 0% interest as long out as 21 months. We have financing for medium credit. We even have financing for people with no credit, bad credit, and foreclosures. And here's a saying from the 18th century from Voltaire. Very interesting. We spend the first half of our lives compromising our health to gain wealth, and the second half of our lives spending our wealth to regain our health. We should never get to that second part. We should have the health there. The human body has the potential to live a long, happy, healthy life. The Bemer comes with a 3-year warranty, a lifetime of system updates. So if there's an update to the system, we send you a little cue card you can stick in the B box. It'll update it automatically for free. A user and technical hotline. And of course, we have a new 20,000 square foot offices, our USA headquarters in Carlsbad, California right now. Here's where the company is headquartered, Liechtenstein. You can see that's nestled between Austria and Switzerland. It's a very small country, about 14 miles wide, 35 miles long. There are about 38,000 residents. But interestingly, there are over 100,000 businesses registered in Liechtenstein. A tax haven, probably one of the safest places in the world to be, is Liechtenstein right now. This is the owner of the company founder, Peter Gleim, who runs the company with the Gleim family. And here is the corporate headquarters in Liechtenstein. This is a 40,000 square foot facility. And as you can see, these Bemers are handmade, German engineering, Swiss craftsmanship. They last for many, many, many years. There's people have had them for up to 15, 16, 17, 18 years. So you have that behind you as far as it goes. As you can see, this is a 20-year-old company. It is debt-free, operating in 42 countries, though it's new here in the US right now. Here's what's interesting. The return rate of Bemer is less than 0.08%. Now, I will tell you straight off, coming from the financial consulting background, I challenge you to find any company in the world that has a return rate like that. That means less than 8 Beamers out of every 1,000 sold are ever returned for any reason. We have massive endorsements from the sports world on through. It's a privately held company, and it's all in-house manufacturing. This is a picture of our corporate headquarters in California, Carlsbad, 20,000 square foot, which just got the okay to expand to 40,000. And that Liechtenstein headquarters is going to expand to 80,000 square feet as we can't keep up with demand. And it's not only people that the Bemer works on. The Bemer also works on pets as well or better than people. You can see here the little dog laying on the pad, so it works on pets. We just came out with a horse model because people have been using the human model on horses for over 15 years now with tremendous results. You can see this sells for $4,950. I can tell you we came out here with this in December 15th. Can't keep them in stock. I mean, it goes over the horse. It's run by a battery. There are no wires attached to it. People see pretty much instantaneous reaction in the horses. You get up to 15 applications per charge, 3 different programs. It's lightweight, easy to clean. And in the horses, it promotes recovery as it does in humans. Helps reduce muscular damage, reduces stress. You'll see that competition or transporting a horse. Pretty much within 2 minutes, you'll see the horse go into the relaxation mechanisms they do, which horse owners understand and know about. And we have a veterinary model coming out for the smaller animals in the next several months. You can see the Bemer even works on plants. These are seeds done with water that was used, Bemered water, and without it, the growth of the plants by using Bemer water. So in essence, it works on anything that has a circulatory system because guess what? The electromagnetic force of the earth, which is similar to what the Bemer puts out, all living forces on earth need that to survive and to thrive. And as you heard us say, we have over 1,000 top-level athletes calling this the secret weapon. Some of the pictures you see here, Boris Becker, the youngest ever Wimbledon champion, won that championship at 7 years old and multiple majors in tennis after that. Mark Giardelli, the only 5-time World Cup overall alpine ski champion. Robert Carlson, Peter Hansen on the tour. You see another skier here, Tina Wayrather. The list goes on and on. AC Milan, probably the most decorated soccer team in the world. FC Schalke. You see Bemer is a sponsor at the stadium here in Germany. Here's the Arizona Diamondbacks, a letter from the Arizona Diamondbacks, Ken Crenshaw. They've been using the Bemer for several years over there, and you can read this if you like, but it's very efficient. It's a professional model, and this is spreading through the sports world right now. We have NFL teams. You have baseball teams going, the USC tennis team on there. So in the next 5 years, I will tell you, this will be in every athletic facility from high school to the pros in the country. Here's an interesting scenario, the Race Across America, this is called. This is a 3,000-mile bike race, which starts out in Oceanside, California, and ends in Annapolis, Maryland. And here is the United States team, which in this past year, trained with the Bemer, used the Bemer along the way. This bike ride, you can see a video of this on YouTube if you go in and watch it, a professional video. They used it along the way, 175,000 feet of uphill climbing through the mountains. And this is an international race. And you can see the results here. The American team using the Bemer finished this race in 5 days, 19 hours, and 37 minutes. The closest competitor was at 6 days, 6 hours. And you can see, I call that total domination. Justin Gatlin, who just won the world races, the worldwide 100-meter dash over Usain Bolt, has been using the Bemer since January of 2016. You can probably find that information on YouTube also, as far as it goes. So this is total domination. And as you see here, the value of health is priceless. This is what I teach. If you ever get truly sick one day and you spend that day in the hospital, you'd see how quickly you'd give up every penny you've ever earned in your life to giving my health again. So rather get into that level in your life to understand the value of health before these disease states occur in your body, to take advantage of technology out there that can change your life right now. That is priceless to me. There is no price you wouldn't pay for that. So what is our goal? What's the gist for you and your family is we would like a Bemer in every home, in every household going forward. Change your life today with Bemer. And that basically ends our product webinar today. Never a better time for a therapeutic modality that is both safe and highly effective to be used in both clinical and home care settings. You are on the forefront of a new understanding of medicine and wellness care. Not disease care, but wellness care. This is an understanding that involves not just human health from a physical perspective, but a bioenergetic one as well. This is a quote from one of our doctors on staff at the corporate headquarters. His name is Dr. Burka. Hopefully see some of him going forward. And thank you for joining us today on this part of the webinar. And the next part of our webinar, if you're going to stay with us, is going to be the business opportunity side. You're welcome to join us on that, because let me tell you this. If you thought this presentation on the Bemer itself and what it does in the body and how it can help you and everybody you know going forward was phenomenal, well, I think you're going to find what we've brought to the table on the business opportunity side even more phenomenal. I've spent, the last 30 years in my own business. I had a construction company with my wife many years ago. When I sold that business to my partner, I went into financial consulting with the major Wall Street firms. And let's face it, you're a stockbroker, you're a consultant, you're in your own business. There's nobody giving you money. You have to go out and get clients, and you make commissions when you sell financial products. So that is being in your own business. It's no different than any other business in that regard. And as you've heard me say for the last 18 years, we were involved in owning 5 Bikram yoga studios in New York and later on here in Virginia Beach, where I reside now. And literally for the last year, I've been working with Bemer exclusively as my final frontier business going forward. So here's what we're looking at as far as it goes. The goal of Bemer is to have a Bemer in every household. And what's wrong with that? We could say the same thing going back to 1990 when the computers came out. The goal, Bill Gates, was to have a computer in every household. Now, 2017, there are 2, 3, 4 computers in every household. So this is not out of the question of what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of how much time it's going to take. We just want you guys to be in the vanguard, in the front of this wave that's coming, to show you how big this Bemer business can get from you. We don't do any selling when it comes to Bemer. This is a very simple process. You use the Bemer, you get the effects of what the Bemer does in your body, first from a healing standpoint, then from a performance standpoint, and then from a longevity standpoint in the body, and you share those results. And let me tell you, you will be happy to share the results. No one will be able to stop you from talking to people about what the Bemer has done from you. And the share of the experience brings other people to learn about Bemer. And that's all we do, basically. That's how we promote the Bemer and how we get by. So there are 4 different fields we're working in with the Bemer. These are each multi-billion-dollar fields. Number 1, the baby boomers. 79 million baby boomers. The first of those baby boomers have hit their 70s. And I will tell you this, they are not like the generations before them. I'm one of the baby boomers. We don't believe in aging. We don't want to get old. We'll spend anything not to get old. So this is a field, multi-billion dollars, which they are willing to pay for Bemer sessions. They'll buy the Bemer going forward. You heard us talk about the athletes, but it's not just pro athletes. What about the high school athlete that wants to get a scholarship to college? Do you know a 5% difference, 1%, 5% difference in his performance can mean a scholarship or no scholarship? Or the college kid that's trying to get a pro contract, 1% difference, could be the difference in what gets him a contract or not a contract to play in the pros going forward. What about your weekend warriors? Anybody who wants to start an exercise regimen, do you realize the Bemer works for performance, endurance, and recovery like nothing anyone's seen before? How about animal lovers and veterinarians? We have a new product coming out just for the horses, another one coming, for the veterinarians, for the smaller animals. But people like this have been using the people Bemer on animals for many, many years. It's out there and ready to go. It's another multi-billion-dollar field. And of course, I think the most important are the healthcare professionals. We have medical doctors that own Bemers. There are hospitals that own Bemers. There are clinics that own Bemers, chiropractors, acupuncturists, yoga studio owners like myself, massage therapists, day spas, med spas, a multi-billion-dollar field. Do you realize that some of these offices and groups are making right now tens of thousands of dollars for doing Bemer sessions on patients and clients. I am not talking about selling Bemers or any of the other streams of revenue that come from Bemers, but just by doing Bemer sessions. And I can tell you, the Bemer system opens up 4 streams of revenue for the healthcare professional. If you're on this line tonight, very important. Number 1, charging for Bemer sessions. There are single sessions, 10 packs, 25 packs, monthly, unlimited even sessions. Secondly, coming to the healthcare professionals offered, the Bemer system brings referrals to that healthcare professional like nothing they've ever seen. You'll see going forward the referral percentages that come back from doing Bemer sessions. Number 3, once people try the Bemer, many of them buy the Bemer. And they buy it from that healthcare facility, which generates thousands of dollars of commissions to the healthcare facility. And fourthly, these healthcare practitioners are recommending other healthcare practitioners to Bemer. And they'll get a piece of that action if that person comes on board for the rest of their lives whenever Bemer is sold to the other healthcare group, even though they didn't sell it themselves. So it's a tremendous field, 4 fields that it opens up a stream. You are going to be the people bringing the Bemer to these healthcare professionals and these 4 streams of different capabilities of people out there. As you can see here, we grow this organically by customers telling other customers about it. This is a statistic from the company. Every well-supported customer refers an average of 3 to 5 more people to Bemer. So that's not about selling, guys. That's because they are so ecstatic about what's happening to them. They can't stop talking about the benefits of what's happened in their body, and they will bring the customers or the business partners to you going forward. So how do you get involved with Bemer? It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Number 1, you join as a distributor. The cost is $290, and basically that pays for a 2-day academy you're going to go to. We have these academies all over the country on the weekends, different places, different times, different months. It's 2 days of learning, 8, 9 hours per day. It includes lunches and dinner at the academies, and sets you up with your own website as a distributor. Number 2, you attend the academy. And number 3, you qualify your position. Now, you may qualify your position by buying a Bemer. You saw the Bemer's $5,990. And then going forward, you'll use the Bemer. You'll use it as a demo to go out and show people, give people examples of being on the Bemer. And you will make commissions on all the Bemers that you sell going forward. You're eligible to make customer sales. You're eligible to bring in other distributors. You're eligible to build a team, and you'll have the 2-day academy. Now, if you can't afford to purchase a Bemer, there's a second option. You can come in as a Bemer trainee. You'll pay your $290 distribution registration fee to become a distributor once again. And then you must sell a Bemer before you're qualified to get paid to a customer only. You cannot recruit other distributors and build a team until you have sold a Bemer. You will not get paid on that sale. It'll go to the person who mentored you into the program. Obviously, they trained you, so they deserve that sale. And you didn't buy a Bemer as a reward for that training. But once you've sold a Bemer to a customer, you're fully qualified to get paid going forward, just like any other distributor going forward. So it's easy to share with others. You'll earn a 17% commission on your first 4 personal sales, which runs to be about $1,000 a sale. That's a huge percentage for something that you're in a business. I mean, let's face it. When I opened my construction company, it cost thousands of dollars for that. Yoga studios, $50,000, $100,000. I've seen $200,000. Traditional business is very expensive, guys. And as you're going to see going forward, this is a business with unlimited upside potential income that costs very little to get involved with, as you would probably own this Bemer if there were businesses attached to it or not going forward. Once you hit 4 sales, you get a 50% pay raise, and then you earn 25%, or roughly $1,500 per sale. So let's think about this. 1 sale per month would be $1,500 a month as a part-time income, just from letting people see what happens to you in a Bemer and giving some referrals and letting people try it for yourself. 2 sales per month, you're at $3,000 a month. That's already a full-time income for many people in this country going forward. And not a lot of work involved. I would say you can do that on a part-time effort. And then you may decide you want to help others to share the Bemer. because there's many people out there looking for a change in their lives. So anybody you bring into the Bemer, they would earn their 17%, and you would earn 8% on their sales. This is not your own doing, it's what they're doing. That's $480. And if they brought somebody in, you obviously had no relation to that. You'd make $180 or 3% on that sale. So let's see what this could mean to you going forward. Number one, as I talk about it, if your goal is only just to get your Bemer paid for, right? Here's a way to do it. Once you've referred 5 or 6 people to Bemer, your Bemer is covered with room to spare, and you'd have gotten your Bemer for absolutely no cost. I don't care if it takes you a month, 2 months, a year. You're eventually going to refer 5 or 6 people to Bemer, which is going to cover your cost. And if you look at it in no other way, that's a terrific benefit. If you sell 2 to 4 units per month, you're making $36,000 to $72,000 per year. Guys, you're in retirement income mode here with this. And if you built a team of 5 affiliates, and they each sell 2 per month, and you sell 2 per month, you're looking at an income of over $100,000 annual income for each distributor that can do this. Now, here's what's important is I'm not asking you to go out and get thousands of people and build an organization. We're talking about 5 affiliates, 5 partner entrepreneurs that work with you to achieve that type of income. As far as I'm concerned, being in business for over 30 years, that's unheard of. The risk to me is minimum because it's $290 to be a distributor. If you get your Bemer, it's something, as far as I'm concerned, you would have bought for yourself to use in any case. So again, that's what we have here. In summary, this is a category of one product. What does that mean? Well, there is nothing else to compare to the Bemer. It is truly a category creator, and as it stands right now, a category of one that is protected. Massive credibility you've learned about tonight. A solid, established company for 20 years. This is not a startup. A new emerging industry that's going to take over the industry of healthcare in this country. It's a global opportunity. We're in 42 countries, and you could sign up distributors and customers in many of those companies, those countries. Untapped market potential. We're just getting started here in the United States. Award-winning compensation plan. You had a little look. That's just the beginning of it. So the future begins now. Fortunes are made when opportunity meets resources. The opportunity, the 4 fields of penetration you just heard of, the baby boomers, the veterinarians, the athletic world, the healthcare industry. The resources, a new field of medicine called electroceuticals, with the Bemer being best in class, first in class, only in class. We have a product that everybody wants or will want. We have a product that nobody else has. We have an internet site that tells the story for you. We have webinars that tell and sell for you. We have scientific studies that prove that it works. Once every 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 years, something really big comes along. In the 70s, it was the microwaves. In the 80s, it was the VCR. In the 90s, the PC, then the iPhones, right? You're looking at a new industry that you can control out there. You can partner up with us and take it to a place that no one's ever been before. This may be the best opportunity you will ever have. And you will only have this opportunity once. So get back to the person who invited you onto this webinar today. Let them know how you want to participate. Do you want to try the Bemer, get some Bemer sessions from them? Would you like to join as a customer? Would you like to become a partner entrepreneur in a $3 trillion, as it stands now, healthcare industry? I look forward to you joining our next webinar and bringing some people along with you to learn about this exciting new development in health and wellness. Thank you, and talk to you again next week.